Hello, how is everyone today? Welcome to this afternoon stream on a rather nice Sunday here, where we are going to be doing some testing because the stuff that I wanted to get done on Friday and yesterday, I sort of got part of it done, but yeah, we have a lot more to do today. So, how is everyone? Hey Sinister, hey Goat, hope you are both doing well. Yes, we have a lot to do today. We're going to do some testing, then hopefully get some modeling done later on. I've actually been making good progress on it's no longer the conference room, it will be the observatory. So we'll do some more work on that and see what we can get done there. But yes, it is all coming together fairly well. And I was having a bit of a question of whether I would be able to stream today because internet issues. I had the internet go down on Friday briefly and then come back, and it was about a third of the speed. Now, it should have been enough to stream, but I tried rebooting my router, and then it would not connect. So I tried connecting again, and it would not connect. So, yeah. That is, well, not ideal. But then it did connect, and back up to full speed. So that is good. So yes, I actually have proper internet now, which has been a bit painful going back down to low speed. I mean, I say painful. There are people who would love the speed that I had because it was 20 megabit, but when you're used to 50. And you go down to 20 and everything starts taking 3 times as long to download, it's a pain. So, but thankfully I am back up to proper speed now, so that is all solved. Anyway, how is everyone doing today? How is your weekend going? I have had quite an eventful past few days, getting a lot of stuff done around the house and getting other stuff bought and prepared for. This is how you can tell I'm an adult, because this is the sort of thing that you get excited about when you're an adult. I got myself a new light. I got myself a light for my bedroom because my bedside lamp broke. Now, the light itself is not the exciting thing. The exciting thing about the light is that I've been able to put a light bulb in it. A light bulb that I've had for a while and never used because I haven't had a light that it would fit in. And it is a smart light bulb. So I can actually turn it on and off with my phone. And these are ones that connect to the same, they're Hive light bulbs, and I think the ones that my brother got as like a free gift thing, and he never actually used them. But he gave them to me, and they've just sat in the box. So I've managed to plug one in, connect it up. That was super quick and easy to do. But the exciting thing is what I've done with it, because you can actually schedule it to come on at certain times, and it's dimmable. So what have I done? I have set it so that in the morning, every 15 minutes, because that's the shortest time period you can set, it gradually gets brighter. So I get a light that gradually comes on and gets brighter and brighter in the mornings. Which normally, the sun does that job. But as we're getting to the time of year where either the sun is not going to come up and do that job, or the sun is just going to be hidden behind many, many dark clouds, then, well, it becomes a lot better having a light. So we'll see how that goes and see if that affects my SAD at all, because part of the reason I don't like this part of the year. I love the temperatures, but I have seasonally affected disorder, which obviously means that my brain does not work properly in the mornings. So hopefully this will help me wake up a bit more, because the past week I have had the first few days in months where it's like, brain no work, do not want to get out of bed. I mean, base. That's the one that I want. So yeah, it has been interesting trying it out, though of course, typical, I woke up before the light even came on this morning, so. Anyway. Hey Kieran, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yes. So today, we're going to be doing testing. I know I said it's boring, but I'm going to try and make it as interesting as possible. I've actually fleshed out a bunch of tests, and we're probably going to focus on some of the quicker and easier things to do, and then plan out a few other things, and then see if we can get some UI testing done, because I want to expand the UI testing suite, and that stuff is generally the more interesting, yet also the more complex. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, and then we'll do some modeling towards the end of the stream. So hope this all goes well. Anyway, I think it's time to head over. So if we go over here. It seems odd now seeing such a basic blank room, given what I've been modeling, because what I've been modeling is just like so different to all of this, but we'll see. I'll show it off later. Anyway, let's settle in. Doing well, doing optimization in your Unreal overlay. Taking a break from that to do the dishes. That's good to hear. Hopefully, I mean, I haven't done any optimization in my overlay. At some point, I do need to probably set it up so that it's at least correctly doing, what's it called? Occlusion culling. Oh, no, it's doing occlusion. Can't remember which one it is. Basically not actually rendering or caring about things that don't actually appear on the camera. Currently everything is rendered, so the bridge is still being rendered at the moment, even though it doesn't need to be. So today is the day, Sinister. I hesitate to bring this up, but today's the day for what? Is something sinister going to be happening today? I'll see. Oh dear. I mean, everything seems okay here. I'm sure it'll be fine. This is always fine. Right, so I need to increase the font size so you can all see. So I have been going through tweaking a bunch of this. Actually, one thing I wanted to just stash changes to the P list, because I want to get a bunch of these. It says, so I've been going through creating either entire new test classes for new classes we have, are going through and setting up a bunch of tests, either renaming or doing various other bits and pieces. So what I'm going to do now is hopefully this compiles, because I haven't actually run through this. But we will do a test and see how many errors we get. And then we're going to try and get through as many of these as we can. Okay, those are compiler errors. Add page at link. Wrong thing. Add page. What's that? See what that does. This is why you shouldn't let your tests fall out of alignment with your code. I've been kind of naughty in this. Okay, so that we can fix. That can we fix. Meant to be items. Oop, wrong one. And we'll fix all these compiler errors and compiler warnings first. If it does not override anything from superclass. Page at link on canvas. Oh. Oh, I started playing a new game yesterday. A friend got me some games as an early birthday present. And she got me 2 games. One that I haven't played yet, Cult of the Lamb, which I've been looking at for a while because it looks fun. I've actually managed to get a lot of games recently, so got Cult of the Lamb. I've also myself bought a bunch of Sega games because they were on sale on Steam. I bought Sonic Origins, but they also had Yakuza 1 through 5 and Yakuza 0, basically for £30. So like £5 a game. So I figured, you know what? While they're on sale, let's buy them. So I've basically got all the Yakuza games. So I'm going to be playing through some of those. But the one I did start playing yesterday with a friend, which is a lot of fun, but it's something that you could sort of get by with 2 people, but ideally you need 4. Star Trek Bridge Crew, which is actually a lot of fun. Now, it is a game where you really want to have 4 people, so you can have someone on the helm, someone on tactical, someone on engineering, and someone in the captain's chair, because otherwise you always need at least one person in the captain's chair, and they're basically telling the others, like the AI, what to do for any unfilled seats. So it's one of those things of it would be nice to like play that with a maxed out crew and just see what it's like compared to the AI, because if you've got someone in the captain and they can say, okay, scan that helm, head over there, power to shields or power to engines and stuff. And you can sort of do that with the AI, but it's a lot cooler if you can just say power to engines, and whoever's at the engineering station will do that for you. So, but yeah, it's a pretty fun game and seems to be pretty well thought out. You got a fair bit of flexibility. There's various missions and stories and stuff that you can go through, so it'd be fun to play through that a bit more. Right, where are we? So we want to throw in here. I'm just start open page mode. We want to throw the mode in here so that our mock goes up. But I've also been pondering whether for my birthday to get myself a PlayStation 5. Because it would be nice to get, because I want to replay Horizon Zero Dawn, and it would be nice to play that at higher resolutions and details and stuff like that. Also, the like God of War would be good to play that because I haven't played that. Then there's the new Horizon Forbidden West. There's the new God of War, and then Sonic Frontiers actually looks like it could be a fun game. So it would be fun to get that for the PS5, and it's something I want to do. The problem is it's £480, and it's one of those things of, I mean, I can afford it, but there's just something about me that much on a console just feels a lot. Like, I can't remember. I didn't pay that much for the PS4. PS3, maybe if you count for inflation, but I got that second hand. Because I want to get the disc version, because if it's on my TV, it's my primary Blu-ray player. And also, I've got a bunch of PS4 games on discs, and considering it supports PS4 games, well, I want to do that, so... Now, if I trade the PS4 in, I can potentially get, I think it's like £100 for it. So that may offset it a bit, so then it becomes £380, which probably does seem better, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's a lot of money, and am I going to be playing it quite as much? Because the PS4, I've not played it in ages, primarily because I started doing PC gaming, but like, I'm slowly getting back into various things, so it would be nice to get back into doing more solo gaming on the PlayStation, so we'll see. Right, where else have we got errors? Mock image editor hotspot. What am I missing? Is hovered. Item. Unreal edge. Oh, finish linking. Using it for a long time though. Yeah, I suppose it would be. I mean, I don't know how long the generation would last. The thing is it depends how many games I would play in it, because I mean, like I say, Horizon is a game that I've already got. God of War, I think I can get my brother's version, because I think he's already got a version, like a download version. So I may be able to grab that. So then it's buying the new Horizon, the new God of War, Sonic Frontiers. It's one of those questions of how many games am I going to play on it, considering I also have a gaming PC. But then the other part of me is like, well, Horizon Zero Dawn is one of my favourite games that I've ever played. And Forbidden West is meant to be as good. Is that worth that much money? It is kind of that good a game. Let's see. To do. Let's give this another go. I think so much stuff is this going to be is not page length. That. Or has it still moved pages? What was it complaining about then? What am I missing? Oh, dear God, that's got to be a lot of things that need updating. What had already updated these? It's not. Your next thing is 100% Steam Deck. You'll acquire Nintendo games through unconventional means. Okay. I mean, wasn't there something about how Valve showed off something with Steam Deck and there's like an icon on there for like a Switch emulator? I mean, the Switch is another option for a console because Sonic Frontiers will be on there, but then I wouldn't be able to get the PS5 games. But I would get the Nintendo games like Splatoon and stuff like that, and it's such a hard thing because they're all so expensive. But I'm not going to be upgrading my gaming PC anytime soon. I upgraded that 2019. It is pretty good. Because it's a Ryzen 3600 and a 2070 Super. So that is more than enough for the gaming that I'm going to do. There's no initial. Oh, okay. That. So, yeah, it's one of those things where the gaming PC won't be updated in a long time. I'm not going to be updating my computer in a long time because I already updated that this year. iPad probably lasts a while. Phone is lasting another year. Now, there's no other things that I'm going to be upgrading. So it could be worth just getting a console just for those games. Because sometimes I just want to sit down in front of the TV and play something, but I don't really want to play anything on the PS4 at the moment. So we'll see. I mean, I'm also in the two minds of, well, it would be nice if I could get some It would be nice if I could get, like, find a deal. But the problem is, if you find deals, is the PlayStation going to be in stock for those deals? So, yeah, it's many things to try and work out. I mean, it's like I say, this is the problem that I always have. Is that with these things, it's always I can afford it. Like there's no question of me being able to afford it, but I always and ah about should I. It was like with the Stream Deck. I and ahed for a month or so before finally getting one, and when I finally got one, it was like, okay, this is even better than I expected it to be. This was very much worth the money. Why didn't I do this when I first thought about it? Dash being ignored. Used when linking in. Yeah, it's one of those odd. Like, if it was something that I'm questioning whether, like, can I afford this? Can I? It's then it makes a lot more sense. But it's doing that when I know the answer is yes, I can afford it. I just sort of, it's just an odd thing where I'm constantly questioning, should I be buying this? And yet other things I'll just not think about. And it's, yeah, I'm odd with big purchases. Yeah, that's how I feel too, Kieran. It's one of those things of I'm worried I'll buy it and then just play a few games, but then not really get anything else out of it. Because it's a lot of money if all I'm ever going to be doing is playing like 4 or 5 games on it. Because I mean, if you're talking like, let's say £100 off for the PlayStation 4, £380 plus, let's say I get the God of War off my brother, so 3 additional games, they're going to be like £60 each, so that's another 180. So we're already up to what, 460, £560 to play 5 games, one of which I've already played. You're talking like £100 a game at that point. So, I suppose if you think this is where it comes in, and this is the justification I always use for my Warhammer stuff. When you start thinking of things in terms of hours you would get from it, let's say £100 a game. Let's say I get, I mean, let's be honest, the games I'd be looking at are Horizon, like they're generally like open world-ish games, or at least long story-driven games. You're probably going to get more than 10 hours out of it. So that's £10 an hour. Like, assuming like it takes 10 hours to do like Horizon Forbidden West, which it does not. It takes way longer than that. At that point, like, you're talking £10 an hour max. And it starts realizing, that isn't that bad a value, considering like you're probably talking way more than that. So you probably maybe even £5 an hour or less. Yeah, I think I've justified myself. I'm going to get myself a PS5. This is the justification I always do with Warhammer stuff. It is always a case of, oh, yes, a box of miniatures costs like 30 to 40 pounds, maybe even more. But that is probably going to take me several evenings building those. Then a few weeks of evenings painting them and basing them, and then I'll be gaming with them. And it ends up being like less than like a £30 box. I'll probably put more than 30 hours into, and then gaming on top of that. So it's like £1 an hour. It's like, well, would you pay £1 an hour for entertainment? Yeah, easy. So that is how I generally. It's an odd way to think about entertainment, but when it comes to entertainment purchases, that's sort of how I think of it. It's like, what amount of entertainment am I getting for this amount of money? Right, so everything is done, and we have 94 tests running. So, what tests do we want to get working? I mean, all of them, but which ones do we want to do on stream? Canvas editor, view model test. That's redoing all of the testings there. Standard hover event context. So that stuff we could do. Remove selected links. These ones should be easy because I don't need to actually do that much. In fact, there's probably less typing doing this. Link equals layout engine link. UID nil the ID. Throw the link in. Throw the link in. Throw a link in. Oh, I also managed to go semi-viral on Twitter yesterday. What am I up to now? Yeah, about 1,500 likes on the thing. I just posted a reply to someone and they retweeted it. And then I got retweets from like many other people, but some of them who are verified people who you probably know. One of them is a fellow called Scott Manley, who you probably know from the YouTubes. And then the other one who you may know is a fellow who's done a little bit of writing here and there called Neil Gaiman. Which sort of explains why so many other people have seen the tweet, because when people with those sorts of followings retweet, you generally get your stuff seen. Okay, so what I tweeted, let me show you what I tweeted. So, there's this guy here talking about alpha males. And insecure guy going, I'm living proof that alpha males are the most persecuted demographic in America today. And this guy, Just Jones, who, if you've never seen him before, he does the Week in Tory, where he basically does a bunch of tweets saying what the Conservative government have done in the past week, which is generally nonsense. But yeah, beta males are picking on me, says man who is definitely an alpha male. So what do I reply with? Oh, I'm pretty sure anyone who calls himself an alpha male is definitely alpha. They're missing lots of key features and they're buggy as all hell. Every single time I see someone talk about being, oh, I'm an alpha male, you're a beta. It's like, okay, so I'm more well developed than you, but I have a few issues that need fixing. Well, that sums me up all okay. Because it's like, I'm a software developer. Beta is better than alpha. It's like, you're not insulting me, you're insulting yourself. And the thing is, it is so true because they are evidently missing so many key features such as self-awareness and like not being so incredibly insecure. Sets of collections. Oh, we've got a new collection, don't we? Well, there was actually someone who actually came up with and let's see if I can find. There's a reply that was kind of funny as well. Like, that sums up alpha males while also looking at it. Something else is someone goes, they also have very low penetrating power. For anyone who knows their various radioactive particles. So yeah, it's that was quite an interesting thing to happen. Most because of the people that actually retweeted it. Because I've had things that have gone further, but it's generally just general people retweeting it. What am I missing here? Set not now, mother controller, all collections, page, okay, dot model type. Yep. Get that man the burn here. I mean, I suppose what you'd call that insult is radiation burn. Did someone just hear a drum and cymbals fall? I hope so, because otherwise it's very quiet in here. Right, let's get back into this before I cause you any more pain. Sadly, since you cannot ban the streamer. Though you are really filling into your role as a mod, because like the person that a mod of a channel generally wants to ban the mod is the streamer. Right. So, children far left contains child. That is, children is empty. is that actually used for? You're kidding me. Okay. Well, I guess we can delete a bunch of code. So, don't need that. And there needs to do any of that, so we can just delete all these tests because you don't care about the direction. That's good. We get to delete what, 150 lines of code. That is a good point. There have been fewer bots. I have seen the odd bot, but I mean, in all the streams I've watched in the past few months, I've probably only seen like 2 or 3, maybe. Maybe Twitch has just got better at detecting them. Sadly, they're not any better at detecting music because I need to. I think last Sunday's stream, I need to export and upload to YouTube rather than exporting it because they blocked because of some song that not only is this a song I've never heard of by an artist I've never heard of, it's also seemingly only available on Spotify. It's not on YouTube. I can't find it on like the iTunes store or anything like that. I can't even find a website for this artist. There seems to be a Facebook page and that's it. Yet Twitch have deemed, oh, you played this song. No, I can show you the playlist. I have not played that song. You can tell I have not played that song by how difficult it is to get hold of that song. That you can only get it on Spotify. I don't have Spotify, so I have no means of playing that song. But this is why I record as well as stream for those times. I also realised that probably for last Monday's stream, or was it Wednesday's? No, maybe last Monday's. Yeah, it was last Monday's stream that got something silenced. And Wednesday's stream is when it cut out midway through the stream. Oh, it's relatively straightforward to fight it, but there's no real point. Because your VODs only stay up for 14 days and it can take Twitch, if they are going to respond to that, it can take them months to bother responding to. And it's not a copyright strike. It's just silencing parts of the video. So it's just one of those things of there's no point. Like I say, I can record it, upload it to YouTube, and it'll be fine. Because YouTube does flag, like, all of the Miracle of Sound and the twerp stuff. It marks those as, yes, these are copyright claimed by Content ID. But, I mean, I've no issue with that. It just means that I can't monetize the videos, which I wasn't going to. Right, what else can we do? We've got cursor moved, canvas page test, we've got a bunch here. That's a failing because stuff has changed. There's that. Canvas tests. Most of these will be able to be reactivated once. Like I just need to update code. Canvas layout engine test. Okay, let's do the engine event. So mock layout engine should be is linking. Okay. Self.mock layout engine dot is linking equals true. Context equals self.factory. Create mouse event for CG point 2030. Self.mock layout engine. XCT assert true. The context is mouse event. I think the mouse event, yeah, it takes a page. So what we can actually do instead is let typed context equals try XCT unwrap, because this will throw if it's nil. So we can do context as create link mouse event context. We also want create a page. Then that page, and then XCT assert equal typed context dot page is equal hey. And then create key event. Make sure we're linking, so I'll set that to true, and we want factory create event bar escape actually. I'll check this. Assert true. Context is create key. Don't think. Yeah, it just takes a layout engine. Yes, escape. So those two should now pass. Does not. I need to make. Oh, because there are no selected items. Selected items? Probably. Let's create selected. There we go. That is all passing. Oh, I've just realised something. If I go here and run these tests, are these even going to compile? I succeed? You're actually going to test? There we go. The model writer tester. So what I think we will do is we'll do the model writer test because that gets M3 data working and all the tests passing. Comes editor view model test, so we could update these and then Coppice's tests are passing. Then the only thing that's failing is Coppice core. So for those of you who haven't seen this before, the basic structure is M3 data is all of the absolute low level data. It is basically holding all of the model infrastructure that can be shared across apps. Then you have Coppice core, which builds upon that and adds the actual Coppice specific stuff. So all the layout engine for canvases is in here, all the data models. There's various other things that I'm probably going to move from Coppice into Coppice core eventually, because Coppice core is essentially meant to be all the non-UI parts of Coppice that can be shared across platforms. And then you have Coppice the app, which is all the UI stuff for the Mac. Now, in terms of testing, if I bring up coverage, you can see here M3 data has very high coverage. Oh, actually, that may be a bad one to use. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, because it's doing the Coppice one rather than M3 data. So when we run for the M3 data test, 85% coverage. Coppice core's getting around 64%. That's low. That's been up in the 80s and 90s previously. So I'm going to have to definitely look into that. What? Okay, arrow draw helper, fair enough. And that needs adding. The hover event context draw. Create link key event. Select link that link event context. Okay. Plist need fixing. Link layer engine needs a bunch of work. No. The hierarchy restorer and the hierarchy builder. The layer engine. Yeah, so there's lots of new stuff we've added that has really dropped things down. So Coppice core, I like to try and keep 80 to 90% code coverage. The actual app I don't care about as much. because the complex logic is in here. And the app, I can manually test or I can do UI tests, because this does not include any UI tests. So, and the other thing with coverage is it's not saying whether a piece of code is tested, it's just saying that something in the test has actually executed it. So you may execute something, but you've not actually tested that specific thing has happened. So you should never just rely on code coverage, but it is a useful metric. High code coverage does not mean that your tests are good, but low code coverage does mean that your tests are bad. Or rather, that your tests do not exist. You should be aiming for high coverage, but not stopping there. But also using your brain to figure out where is the correct place to dedicate resources. Which for me is the low end stuff and dealing with people's data. That is the important thing. Right. So what are people's plans for the rest of their Sunday? Because I know, Kieran, you were working on your overlay, but what's everyone else doing with the rest of their weekend? Working on your model and getting back to catching up Genshin. How's your model going, Goat? So that you'd done a lot of stuff on the body and got that pretty done, but how's it going in general? Let's see, just work, but it's been fun working out building services and stuff. Oh, cool. What services and stuff are you building, Sinister? Are these ones that you're, like, services that you're offering, or just other services? And aside from doing the overlay, gonna also catching up on chores you've missed this week. Yeah, I've missed a few chores that I need to get caught up on. But I can do some of those tomorrow. Oh, it's going better than expected. That's good to hear, Go. Hopefully you can get it all finished soon, though these models take a long time to get done, sadly. Oh, yes. Testable import free data. Help. Right. Architecture build. Oh, architecture build like circulation. Ah, right. So you're not building up services, they're services for building. That sounds like a pretty interesting challenge to work through. Hmm. That probably wants to be all collection. Got model type. Get with ID. Self.mock model controller. What do we actually do? We get the settings. And we go through the supported types. Get all the objects. Perhaps model controller. Oh. Okay, so we can probably use that then. Writer. Huh? Our P list is going to be a model P list. Model writer. Create a model writer. Model controller is self.model controller. And the plist is self.plist. That should be probably model plist. Okay. Oh, they get an M on the red says no initial. Oh, Space Pirate Fenrir, welcome in. How are you doing? This app is not open source, but I do have a GitHub link where I do have, well, two GitHub links where I do have some open source. I need to update some of it. At some point, I would like to actually write up some proper documentation and everything, at least for M3 data, like my low-level data side of things, and potentially get that open sourced on GitHub. Because I think at the very least, even if no one wants to use it, there are some useful things in there for people to look at and potentially learn from. So it would be quite good to get that up there. But at the moment, a lot of the stuff up there is kind of older stuff, a lot of Objective-C stuff, but hopefully there's something there that you find useful. But yes, welcome in, Fenrir. As it is your first time here, let me show you around. This is, well, currently undergoing renovations. We will get this sorted later in the stream to actually, well, get a roof on it and stuff like that. But this is the room that I'm currently working on, so we'll see what this looks like. But yeah, this definitely needs a lot of work, especially, well, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's no roof. I wonder if that's why all the fleshy creatures are gone, and it's just the robots left. But yeah, we probably need to patch that at some point. But yes, welcome to the ship. Yes, it is a nice view, though it'll be a nicer view once it is done. The new room is pretty fun. So yeah, if we head into here, this is the bridge. This is mostly done in terms of modeling. I can't get through these doors at the moment. They appear to be locked, but yeah, this is the bridge. We have the hollow table, which I now have debug options for, so I could actually show this off properly. For example, Badoom, starting soon. I'll be right back. Oh, thanks for watching. A raid. So I can now properly test these in the debug mode rather than having to do stuff. I'm still super proud of how this has worked out with all the glitching and everything. It looks pretty cool. And yeah, over here, we've got the piloting console, most of which doesn't work at the moment. I need to figure out how all these controls work so that I can make the ship do stuff like go places and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the stream so far. I've spent some time just mostly working on the robot because I now have, look, textures all around me, and I have all sorts of expressions such as happy, and sad and confused and angry and surprised and head empty and worried. And also, this is a feature that I think Kieran really likes. I can move my eyes about, but not only that, the glasses move too. So yeah, this is all what I've been working on. But yeah, like I said, the next thing is in here getting this room working. So slowly building things up. So yeah, let's just catch up on chat. Tanashu, yeah, this is, as Kim says, this is Unity. Later on the stream, I'll be doing some more work, so I'll probably be showing it off, but this is all just built in Unity, and just to show the screen, I'm effectively just chroma keying it out. This is what, like behind me, what you are actually seeing here is, well, it's just a giant magenta screen, and then using OBS I can chroma key it out and just show my display behind, and it works fairly well. But as you can see, when I scale or move around or anything like that, it doesn't actually work. There are sort of better ways to potentially do this. It's just a kind of complex for me to get working, so I'll probably look into that at some point. But yeah, I think you had another question. You wanted to examine the test cases. Are there any particular test cases, like things that you're looking for? Because I'm happy to show you them on stream and talk through anything. If there's any particular questions you have about testing. I'm not a massive, I won't say I'm like an expert who does everything completely properly, but I try. I have enough knowledge to be dangerous, which is all that really matters. Oh, that should be capitalized. Yeah, for me, the door sound. I don't have too many sounds. I think I have the door sounds. I have the sounds for when someone like follows or subscribes, and then a klaxon when a raid comes in. And I think that's all the sounds I have so far. I do want to add more sounds eventually, but yeah, I mean, sounds aren't actually that hard to add. It's just finding them, like finding sounds that you want to add, that is the difficult bit. Right, so let's get this set up. So we set up a model controller, we set up PLA, set up model writer. We want to make sure that our data plist contains all of our model objects. So we're probably going to want to what am I looking for? Model writer. So generate file wrapper. So pass the plist in. Oh, plist type? Oh. Well, in that case, sys and test objects dot plist v3 dot self. Not need that. So the plist is only an intermediary layer. So that is going to go through there. So therefore we want to set up the model controller. At least add the objects to the model controller. And then generate the file wrappers. And then make sure that the data file wrapper, take the contents, deserialize the data. And make sure that they match up. This is going to be a lot of work. Let's see. Had your bits event all calibrated, but when someone did fail in the chair, pub sub had errored and kept on disconnecting, so you got to sort that out. Yeah, I mean, the reconnecting seems to work reasonably well for me. The one thing I do have issues with, I don't know whether it's actually solved now or not, because I've not actually been risking it, is refreshing the credentials and make sure they are working correctly. What I have been doing is launching my overlay, letting it refresh credentials, then quitting and relaunching again, which does seem to help, even though it's a bit of a hassle. But yeah, the spout capture, so spout won't actually work for me because I'm on a Mac, but there is so spout is actually based off of this, which is some Mac technology, and it's evidently old Mac technology because, I mean, compatible with macOS 10.6 or later. I mean, Snow Leopard was what, 2009? Yeah, 2009. So it's been around for a while. Now, the thing is, from what I can tell, is that this lets you share like data between applications. But I need to do screen capture with it, and I haven't been able to find any way to set it up so that you can do screen capture. There is a way to do that. The way that I could do it is write my own app, because this is just a framework that I can basically send data to Siphon, and then Siphon can import it into Unity. I mean, the other problem there is that Unity seems to crash. So that is one option. The other option is just to write a Unity plugin. Because with Unity, what you can do is you can write plugins that can call to native code on like Mac, on Windows, on whatever you're running on. And one thing you could do is effectively like pass a texture in and have the native side do some work on the texture. This is how potentially, if you need to, like in Unity, pass off to something that is very low level, high performance, you can potentially do that. One thing I could potentially do is use a plugin that would pass to the native side and then use a new framework Apple has created called Screen Capture Kit, which is very, very efficient capture of either a window, an entire screen, or anything. Use that to capture my screen, and then basically set the texture. So it's working sort of a similar way. It's just I'd be doing it directly in Unity rather than using Siphon or Spouter, stuff like that. But yeah, it's one of those things of I'll get to it eventually. It's just like I can live with this happening. Especially with some of the changes that I'm going to be doing with the new overlay, where when I zoom out, I'm just going to put a texture over it that is just, I mean, effectively like a blurred out version maybe, or something like that, where I can just like avoid needing to capture, and I can just cheat and have other stuff appear there when I'm zoomed out. And when I'm in this view, I'm just fine. I can just show the actual screen and cheat that way, which, I mean, it'd be fun to do because it would be fun to see how far I can get with cheating and how good I can get it, because that's a good thing to experiment with. because I know Doig is doing it the exact same way I am, but he's not really. I mean, he's sort of cheating where he doesn't hide it unless he actually goes to the overlay. Everyone else that I know of so far, you, Kieran, Willem, are all using Spout. So you get that, but I just like the challenge of how far can I get without using that, and it's just one of those. It seems like that would be more fun than trying to get it working the in quotes correct way. It's just like how far can I go doing it the cheap and easy way, with loads of plastering over the cracks, which I think would be quite interesting to do. Right, so what am I wanting to do here? My brain, engage. Right, so I think what I probably want to do is let's create a set of this objects. That's an animal robot. Version 3 just has robot animal. So what I'm going to do, let animal 1 equals I've got model controller. So selection for animal dot self object. Right, spatial edge. I don't have properties on them. So how am I doing those in the reader? Is that just testing it on the actual model P? Okay. What properties do we have? People have a name, then we have species. Image is a file. These tests are so awkward. I'm not going to do these on stream. Let's ignore these for now. Those are something that I need to work out exactly what I'm going to be testing. Right, so what we're going to do, let's have a look at these. We only have a few tests failing. So remove close canvas pages, removes, well, this one's been renamed, linked to pages from canvas. Oh, Nope, that's going to require a lot more thought. The problem with these unit tests is require far more thought and far more boring stuff than I really want to bother doing on stream. This is why I wanted to get them done Friday and yesterday, but I didn't have the time. So this may be something that I have to work on during the week, or maybe tomorrow morning a bit, or maybe next Saturday. I mean, I don't need these working to ship the app. Let's have a look at what else we need to get done today. Atlassian.net. Let's have a look at my dashboard and see what I have. And L does not jump to link inspector in hotspot mode on campus. Okay. Let's just commit that. Go up here and start updating the test. If I switch over to Coppice and I'll find out. Let's let this build and run. And if I open the sample document and hit Command L, so that works. But if I was to let's bring image in. If I bring an image in and I go in here and I add myself a hotspot, I go here. If I am editing, why is it not letting me select? If I'm in there, that's also not letting me. If I go there and hit Command L, okay, what if I do? Create link is not available. Pages don't current. Oh, that's been spelled wrong for years. Actually, I can get rid of that because that's not needed anymore. That needs to be true. Actually, I can just delete all that. Build and run. Not conform to it. And let's add that back in. Turn true. That. Why is selection not working? Okay, so I can go there. Why can I not select? Because if I was to go to here, That should be letting me select, and it is not. Okay, image page. Image editor view. Image editor, hotspot, and layout engine. Okay, go here. So that is not being called. So where is that called from? Hotspot view. Oh, mouse down. We're not getting a mouse down. Why? Responder chain. We'll get a mouse down there. What are our event modifiers? 0. Okay. Why do I not get that when I hold Option? Hotspot. I'm not even getting to that point. We'll get to there. Oh. What? Okay, so we'll go to there. Go to there. We'll go to... Okay, so that's now selected. Why am I sometimes not getting... See that? Come through. That hasn't. Okay, let's have a look at the view hierarchy. Is there something capturing? Something in front that is capturing? No, it's the hotspot view. But the hotspot view is there. Let's just done this. So why, when holding Option, do I sometimes not get a mouse down? Okay, see you in a sec, Kieran. This makes little to no sense. Okay, so we've got a mouse down, a mouse dragged, mouse up. Let's try this. Turn those off, rebuild, and have it beep when I click. It's like the hit test is... It's saying it doesn't, so that is correct. So what we want to do is print out point in hotspot view, and also hotspot contains hotspot is going to be hotspot view, contains hotspot at point in hotspot view. So hopefully that should log these out for us. Do I have that set up? Continue. There we go. Oh. So from there, okay. So from this point, oh, that's about 162. The numbers, like the positions, are wrong. Okay, so if I click up here, oh, point is at point in hotspot view. Okay. Brain, please remember to do everything you meant to do, not only part of it. Right, so if I click up here, right in the top, that's pretty much 0, 0. And what is the size of this? 1512842. So close enough. If because it's that big. Alright. So, how big is this? 1920 by aha! I know what is going wrong. Dot width divided by self dot drop rep. So let build point equals hotspot view dot convert No, those are private. So that is under there. So what if I took the point and I did dot convert rect image space CG rect origin point size 0 origin. Okay. Let's see if this works. Hopefully it does. So the problem is, so this all works fine. The problem is when I scale the image down, because at that point, what is in image space does not match here. So if I go like this, yeah, so nothing is containing the point. If I then go back up, it does. So if I just do even the tiniest, yeah, it is not correctly scaling. I'll convert point to image space. Let's try that then. F.convert point to image space. Let's see if this now works. Hopefully it does. I'd love it if it did. There we go. Okay, let's get rid of that beeping. And then commit. Hotspot selection installed is great. Link in your page. Okay, so that's done. Right, as we've been going for time period, about 2 hours, I'm going to take a short break to get a fresh cup of tea, and then when we get back, we'll spend an hour or so playing around in Blender on the overlay. So I will see you all in about 5 minutes or so. Okay, I am back. Um. Oh wow. Chunky frame rate. Ah. So the problem is, let's see if it goes faster. Oh, this is probably the physics calculations, because you see, it's fine now, but that is chunky. Just leave it a second. It should. Eh. Alright, let's. Do I want to really go in the other room? Oh. Eh. So, about that going in the other room, I mean, let's just try this again. Eh. Come on. Am I going to be able to? Really, I need a Gwilym-esque. Oh God, where am I? I need a Gwilym-esque delete some of them because I only have a delete all of them button. And I may actually be stuck. I may genuinely be stuck. Oh wait. Okay. So I think what we chat. Listen up. This may be a little surprising given the circumstances, but I think we may have found a bug in the overlay. It's just a sneaking suspicion that I have. But this is chunky. Thing is, like, it has to be the physics engine because I'm only using 60% GPU. So it just has to be physics of calculating all this. I wonder, do I have... You know what? I'm going to see if I can rescue this. We're going to have a little play around. But I'm just going to launch up Unity. Because I want to see, do I have a collider on the end wall? Because if I don't, I may be able to clear some of these bugs out. Okay. Yep. Oh no, I do have a collider, but I may be able to push stuff through. No. Let's see if I can just at least push stuff away from screen. Just so that we can see some stuff. I don't want to just delete them all, but what we are going to do as a first step is add a Gwilym style Thanos stat, because we're going to need one. I have a kill everything, but until we get a bug snapper, I want a kill some percentage. This is fine. Let's build ourselves a Thanos snap. Or at least tweak the one we already have. Right. I think where would it be? Is it bug thrower? No bug. Clear bugs. Oh, well, we can find out how many bugs have actually been thrown. What we want to do is so let's have it every time I press it. I will clear. Oh, yeah, it appears to have been chunky on OBS as well, because before I went away, I think we only had like 13 dropped frames. I've just looked at OBS, 3,459 dropped frames. Turns out, physics calculations take a lot. Like, what am I currently running? CPU. Oh. The stream overlay is currently using 800%. Well, yeah, 800% CPU. That is chunky. That is very, very chunky. And like, it's only 65% GPU, so like the GPU is perfectly fine. But okay, so what I'm going to do, random dot Okay, so we want 20 things. So we'll do var number to remove equals 20. And what we're going to do is while number to remove is greater than 0, number to remove minus equals 1. Greater than equal to, no, greater than 0. And then what we're going to do is this dot total, we'll name that total bugs. This dot run bugs dot well, no, we want to random index equal random within 0. Well, actually, well, 0 this dot thrown bugs dot count. If this dot thrown bugs dot count is 0, break. We want to get an index, and we want this dot thrown bugs index. We want to destroy that, and then we want this dot thrown bugs dot remove at index. And number to remove minus equals 1. So that should remove 20. Now the problem is, if I'm testing this, it will clear them from the overlay. So given how chunky it is, and given we are currently we're currently going through about 800% of an M1 Ultra. Now bear in mind, this can go up to, what would it be able to go up to? Technically 2000%, because 100% is 1 core. So we're basically going through like between 7 and 9 cores of a 20 core CPU. Do I have your permission to clear the bugs? I promise that at some point I will implement a bug zapper so that clearing the bugs is something I can do. But what this does mean is that I need to throw lots of bugs myself in the overlay to do things. So before that, I'm going to bring this up. Bring up console. Log reports. Player.log. Okay. Okay, let's bring this down and let's clear the bugs. 3, 2, 1. Okay, chat. Anyone want to take a guess at how many bugs were cleared? Because I have a number. Okay, so we've got 2,000 from Kieran, 3,000 from Sinister. Anyone else want to give some guesses? because I do have a final number. And the final number is 4,144 bugs. In case you were wondering why it was chunky. So what I'm going to do now is a bunch of bugs. Okay, so now when I press clear bugs, on the overlay it should clear them all. On in Unity it should only clear 20 of them. I don't know if that cleared any. Doesn't seem to have. Oh wait. Why is it not actually destroying them? So we're removing, but we're not destroying. Let's just... Oh, I know why. Okay. Dot game object. Okay, so if I play... Oh, so this you haven't seen. Yeah, you think the quest to fill the ship is complete. You haven't seen yet what I have been working on. So clear. There we go. I can just keep pressing this now, and it clears 20 away every time. That's a lot better, because when it gets chunky, I can remove some until it stops being chunky. But yeah, you haven't seen this, Sinister. You know the room that we are currently in? Oh, actually, where am I in that room? Let's just head over here. So yeah, let me... so I'm going to save this. Let me zoom in. Lock. We're here. Save. Alright, one thing I want to know, what on earth is this position modifier? Oh, there's position modifier. Right. Let's go into Blender. Now, the first thing I want to show you in Blender is a little project I've been working on. And this is where having skills in Blender is very useful. Now, this is a very simple project, something very simple to do. But I have a problem. Let me show you the problem. I'm going to have to send myself some photos. Okay, so if I send that to there, and I send this to there. So this is my problem that I have to deal with. So I have a lot of paints. And I've got these things. So I've got these three. So this one over here is a duplicate of this. So these are the paints for my miniatures. They're both 2 levels. I've got another one for like the eyedropper bottles. But I have a lot of paints and it's kind of awkward to get them out. Because some of them, especially these holes, are just slightly too small. And these are pretty good products. It's all laser cut MDF and it comes flat pack and you just bolt it all together. But I've got all these different paints and I want to put them in, and it's like I said, it's a bit awkward getting them out. And as I get ever more paints, you can see here I've got greens and metallics. Well, there's a bit of a struggle here. So what I want to do is get something that takes up less room on the desk and gives me more flexibility, because I also have spare paints. Like I have some plastic drawers and 2 of the drawers just filled to the brim with more of these paints that are spares for when I run out, because a lot of these are sort of low anyway, and some of them I use a lot of, so it's always good to have spares. But the problem is that I can often, it's hard to work out how many spares I have, so I end up buying more spares that I don't actually need. And considering each of these pots is like £3-4 a pot, that's a lot of money. Especially when you realize this is all the paint that I currently have. Like you can see, like the Retributor armor, I currently have 5 pots of that. Now, to be fair, I have 5 pots of that because I just bought some dirt cheap. But all of these are different colours. Some of them are the same colours, but some of them are airbrush specific versions. I'm getting contrast paints as well. I've got all my technical paints and stuff over here, so like thinners and texture paints and stuff like that. Got some dropper bottles here. But I need something better to deal with this. Something where I can have all of this on display so I can see how much of each paint I have, so that I can know, okay, do I need to get something more? If I'm running low on something, do I need to buy a new one next time I go into the shop? Or do I have them spare, rather than having to dig through 2 of these to figure out exactly how many of a paint I have. So my solution is to do some DIY. It is to build myself this. This is going to be a shelving unit. And I mean, if I show you this here, this mat is A2. So I was basing it off basically the width of the mat going to be about 50 centimeters size, so I think it's probably going to take up like about that much space. But it's going to be, I mean, like the base, I'm probably going to actually rotate that, and I'm still going to tweak things, but the idea is I'm going to get a few boards of MDF. My dad's going to give me a hand with his circular saw, cut these down. And the idea is that I would have some of these where I just screw and glue them together, attach the back, put a few additional shelves in, and because this will be several deep, I'll be able to have a paint and then any spares behind it. What I can also do is get some, use some plasticard and actually make dividers. So I could like stick maybe a strip along the back that I cut stuff into, so that I can stick the plasticard into that and it will come down and hook over the front, so that I can create dividers. So it's almost like what you'd get in the shop when you're getting the racks for these. But if I build this, they're sloped towards me and it's all just one thing on the wall, well, not on the wall, on the desk against the wall, that just holds everything. But this is just something where it's like, well, I want to do this, what do I need to do? And it's just like, well, I could do it in Blender. Just draw it up in Blender, and then I could do stuff like this where I just extracted it and said, okay, what do I need to actually pull out? How many boards do I need, and so on. But I mean, it's not the first time I've done furniture for my model making stuff. I do have some shelving units downstairs that I made custom to fit the boxes I use to store my models. So this is just a similar thing, except that was using like furniture board. This will be using MDF, but I mean, it should be fairly simple because it's just a bunch of strips of wood and then a case of screwing and gluing it all together. It's just a case of designing it so that I know how many pieces I need and what sizes they need to be. And that's where knowing Blender is very useful. It means that I can actually do this in 3D. I mean, the dimensions, I've tweaked them up, so technically these are all 10 times what they are. So the width is actually going to be 90 centimeters rather than 9 meters. But I mean, that's still roughly about 1 meter wide and half a meter tall. But I think this, because if I had the paints, these are the medium-sized paint pots that I have. The absolute tallest ones will all have to go on the top. But I think I counted this is what, 25? Yeah, because I'm missing some. It's about 25 along. So that's what, 1, 2, 3. That's 100. Actually, is it 25? That's 5, 10, 15. Yeah, 25. So 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175. That should be enough to hold all of my stuff in theory. I may play around, make it a bit bigger or whatever, but yeah, that's just playing around in Blender. But the other thing I've been playing around in Blender, and the thing that we're going to be playing around even more with in Blender, is this. The conference room. So let's take the bridge and just hide it. Take the roof, hide it. So this is what I've been playing around with. So rather than this room here, this door that I have over here is this door here. So the idea is that I'll be able to come in here, potentially walk up to there, but I don't have to. But then to get down, I would walk around, and I'd just keep walking all the way around here, down the ramp. If I wanted to stop off and have a look out the windows, I could do. Or there are going to be windows down here as well. It extends back here. I can stick the screen on. So there's going to be screen in here. Where, if I just go through here. I may need to position this a bit more so that maybe... I've just realised that railing's probably going to get in the way. But I could rotate it so that we are looking... like here. Potentially. At... the screen, so the screen is facing us like this. I could probably do with sticking a railing along there. But yeah, this is going to be where we present. And I'm pretty pleased with all the details of the walkway so far. I've created these sort of supports that stick out of the wall. The walkway doesn't go all the way to the end, so you can see that it sticks out a bit there. What I'm thinking with the screen is the screen can actually hide. Because it's in the middle of the room, I'm going to create 2 pillars. And the screen is basically going to be like projected between them effectively. So I'll be able to show and hide the screen if I just want other stuff going on in the room. And then obviously there's this ramp here that will lead... Ooh, wrong thing. This ramp here that will lead down to this door, which will lead eventually to the downstairs. So, what do I need to do on this? Well, I want to get paneling on the walls over here. I want to... I'm not sure what I'm going to do on this wall. Because you've got the windows here. I don't want the windows out the back because this, if I go down from the top and I bring back here, if you imagine it's going to curve around, here and then sort of curve around, go straight for a bit before it starts tapering off to a point around here. And then it's going to do the same, go straight, curve around, and curve up. So, I suppose I could have windows in there. There's nothing that would stop me from creating like windows along, because then you've just got windows going all the way along there. You can basically, you get a full view all around. This bit definitely won't have windows because it's going to start tapering and there's going to be like nothing here, but it's going to be inside the hull. But that could potentially be outer hull. Yeah, I think we'll add some windows in here. I want to get some paneling along here. What I want to do is have some stuff inside the room. Like maybe some sort of control panel here. And then we need to work out the screen. With the windows, one thing I'm needing to do is create window frames. And then we need to do some texturing as well. But yeah, this is what I'm working on the overlay. So, hopefully, this will end up working pretty well. So yeah, if we set out where the windows are, then we'll do window frames, then work out what's in the room, and then we'll panel stuff on the wall. So okay, so what do I want to do here? Let's how do I want to slice this? And then can get them all selected? Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, this didn't take too long to do. Like, I started with the idea on Wednesday's stream. And I think it was Thursday night or Friday night. I was working on parts of it. But beyond that, it's been pretty simple. Right. I want all these to line up. How am I going to do that? You know what would make this easier? Let's undo that. Let's rotate this. Hide floor. What we want to do. Hey Snowtwig, how are you doing? That. Right, so I select that. Oh. No, it went. About that. Oh no, 9. Okay. 5.1. 5.18. Oh, 5.1004. Okay. Oh, 1007. That's close enough to straight. Doing okay, Justin? Oh, I'm working on, well, the replacement for this room. So once I've got these windows cut in, I will show you the whole room. Right. Oh, for crying out loud. Why do they need to have, in Blender, like, all your number keys show and hide your collections, but also have them switch between, like, edge select and vertex select and all stuff like that? Oh, God, I forgot to get rid of those. Let's select those. Solve them. Ooh, God. No, we're gonna have to delete them then. Delete vertices. Okay, back to where we were. So if I select all that, now I want to bisect. Now, before I do this, is there a way to lock? Actually, if I did, that's all these. Is there a way to lock the actual? That's something. See you later, go. Thanks for dropping in, and hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Okay, so we're gonna have to eyeball this, I think. What I want to do is I want to bisect this along here. That should be pretty much straight. add it along there. Okay, so if I that right, so that so 44368. This is 44368. Okay, fantastic. So I can do the same again. I can select this and then bisect. I want to go from here to here. Drag that along about no point looking where exactly it is positioned. And then right, 75703. So that isn't quite okay. 23757. I can scale. Scale X0. Okay, so that is all done. What I can hopefully do now is, there we go, I get a straight line when I do a loop cut. So let's 0.0 0.1. No. 0.05. Okay. We do that. No, if you do it like that, and then I can scale along the X, can't I? That should give us, that'll be a nice thing. And then what I can do is select these faces and delete only faces, and we have some more windows. And then I can select this and set it back to 0. Show everything again. Add the roof. And we can go have a look around. But now we have windows around there. Fantastic. Crying out loud. Stop doing that. Take these edges out. Need them. Okay, we also now need to do some fixes to the floor. You know what? I'm gonna cheat. Because we can get away with not properly shaping the floor. So, if I select this and I'm going to subdivide. There. And then this one. I'm going to subdivide. Oh, no. The edges. Subdivide those two. And then probably about there. And this one probably about there. And what I can do is I'll fix that in a sec. Just hide that. The walkway can definitely get rid of. Works as well. Okay, and then I want to bring the outer wall back, because what I am going to do is select these and move them along the x-axis. This needs to move along the y-axis, and we're just going to cheat this like so. Because then, when you are down here, you're not going to be able to see any floor. Like, to be able to see any floor, it would have to be yeah, you'd literally have to be in a position that you can't be in. Like, I've got to be outside the ship, so. And doing it that way, we don't need as many polygons. Though, this does need. Looking like so. Okay. We have our floor done. so the next thing were the window frames, which are just select. Right, I want to duplicate that, and then I want to separate by selection. And what I probably want to do is select it, and then what? Because of that. Right. Extrude along normal. Over. Oh, it's the normal of the whole thing. Okay, that'll it'll do. So if I move that in, down, what do we look like? Pretty terrible. Okay, how do I want to do this then? Okay, I know what we can do. Let's delete that and let's try this again. So if I select that, if we select that, duplicate, separate by selection, frame. I'll actually create a fill frame. Thanks for following 3D Addict. Welcome to the stream and hope you are doing well. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the same that I did with the railing. So we're going to convert this to curve. And then if I create a plane, scale that down fairly small. We do want to rotate along 90 degrees. Right. That should work. Let's rotation scale. So if I convert, there we go, convert to curve. Okay, so if I on here, what is it I want? It's object bevel. I'll select that. Let's shift this out. We can take a. So first things first, why the hell? Oh. We have those there. Oh, I know why. How are we looking now? That's looking much better. I think we can make this thicker though. So the way we would make that thicker is there, like so. Now it's still kind of awkward around here. So what do we want? How do we want to solve that? Because the problem is I think the normals of this are pointing in those directions, which is why it is extending out that way. So what we probably want to do is just convert it back to a mesh and fix it that way. That's probably going to be our best option. So can I haven't done a huge amount with curves. Tilt. That's probably what I want. There we go. Yeah. Oh, good. That's good to hear. I am currently working on the set for my stream. I can show you around. So this is my stream overlay. And currently what we're working on is making this room look less like default cube, baby's first 3D room. So what we're doing is we are building up a, well, because we're on the spaceship, it's a, I don't think, we're building up an observation room that you're going to be able to walk in and have a walkway that you walk down, and then I can present inside here. So yeah, this is basically what we are working on at the moment. I'm not a 3D artist by trade, but it's just something that I'm playing around with, learning Blender as I go, and learning Unity as I go, as I put this all together. Let's see what happens. Oop. Okay, so if I select that. Oh, yeah, this is starting to look much better. Just the tilt, or is, yeah, it's just the tilt there. So we are probably going to want to just these. Just a tiny bit. I mean, we don't need to get this exactly perfect. Let's shift this back over to here. Shift up. I think that's looking okay from the inside. Definitely better than the extrusion and simpler to do. Okay. You can show what you're working on? Yeah, what sort of stuff do you work on? And if you want to post a link in chat, I can take a look. Oh, wow. Am I okay showing this on screen? So this is looking really cool. Sort of a similar sci-fi aesthetic. This is looking fantastic. It is a bit sort of funny going from like, oh, all this incredibly detailed stuff, and then it's like, oh, to be continued in the corner. But yeah, this looks great. Yeah, I can show you the aesthetic I have. It's sort of Star Trek if we head over to the bridge. So as you can see, it's a lot more basic in terms of like the colors and textures and stuff. I mean, I may improve things, but I mean, I'm fine with things being like this tonight. This is not something that's going to be high res images. I mean, if I come over here, this is mostly just a bunch of cubes, cylinders, and they're all just different colors. So it's I'm going fairly basic with most of this. Just go single color stuff for a lot of the various things here, but I'm slowly building it. I mean, I've only been doing Blender since March, February possibly. So, but yeah, your stuff's looking fantastic. I mean, the lighting of it looks really cool. Oh, just the details and the texturing and everything. Looking. Oh, this isn't textured. This is all modeled in. Oh, decal. Right. So basically, you're treating it like you're doing a model kit. You've built it out and you just stick the colours on and then stick decals over them and you're done. But yeah, this is looking fantastic. It was cool seeing what people are working on with 3D stuff, because there's so many different things that you can do with it, so many different styles you can go for. I mean, as I say, I've only just started with Blender after about 20 years of not doing any 3D stuff. So I'm still learning all the bits and pieces. So it's some of the stuff I do may seem very slow, but it's just me getting used to things. What was I doing there? That lower window. Drag that into there. Want to convert to curve. Yeah. That's it. Okay. Some places you see they blended to mesh, but it needs to be like that since you move it further than in Unreal Engine, it looks weird. Yeah, there's lots of bits and pieces of when you bring it into the game engines, it's weird. Need to get this yourself. Hardops, box cutter, and mesh machine. Just jot those down. And Hardops, box cutter, mesh. I'll take a look into those and see what they're like. Because there are many things that just seem a bit like they could be simpler. I mean, what do I have installed? I think all I really have installed is yeah, UV Magic and Loop Tools are the only ones that I've really... Oh, the Align Tools as well, but I've not really been using those. All the other ones, I haven't actually enabled those. I think they may have been pre-enabled ones, but yeah. So Magic, UV, Align Tools, and Loop Tools. Well, the problem is I enable the add-ons and then I don't use them for, like, to accomplish some task, and then I don't use the add-ons for a while and I completely forget they're there. I'm looking. And the outside doesn't matter too much, it's the inside that really matters. Why have I got the walkway? What else have I got? Green. Good enough, because people aren't going to be paying a huge amount of attention, and most of the time this is going to be hidden. Okay. Right, let's have... a bit more like that. Yeah, that'll do. I'm gonna have to do this so many times. Well, looking at the time, I need to head off. So let's have a quick look. See. Ooh. I see Uli is online. So I think what we'll do is I think we'll go and give Uli a visit, as I need to head off and get various bits and pieces done. So I want to thank you all for coming, because this has been quite a fairly productive afternoon. I mean, I would have liked to have got more coding done, but well, yeah. Unit tests, unit tests are always a bit of a pain, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you have all had a wonderful rest of your Sunday and weekend. I will be back tomorrow, same time, 1 p.m. UK time tomorrow. Hopefully in the morning I'll have got some more unit tests done, so we can do some less dull testing tomorrow and work out exactly what we need to get done. It's in that weird bit where there's just so many little things that need to be done that it's hard to work out exactly what it is. So it's hopefully we can get to a good place tomorrow. But yes, thank you all for coming. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And as always, oh, wait a second. Helps if I set up the raid going before we actually head off. So raid. Uli is currently playing, by the looks of it, Mist 4. So we'll go and see him. I will have to raid and run because, like I say, I've got stuff to do. But hopefully, you'll be able to join him for some fun in actually the game series that got me interested in 3D in the first place. It was playing the first Mist and seeing the first making of that got me into creating 3D, wanting to create games, and ultimately being a software engineer. So yes. Anyway, thank you all for coming, and as always, happy coding.